expanded Medicare. We extended its life. We ended the war in Iraq, and we end the war in Afghanistan. And in the process, with the help of Tim and the Senate, we're going to create 1 million new manufacturing jobs. We're going to train 2 million new workers at the community colleges, like Northern Virginia Community College, where my wife teaches. 100,000 new math and science teachers in the next 10 years, so our kids remain the best educated in the world. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut oil imports in half, produce more homegrown energy, oil, clean coal, natural gas, as well as wind and solar and biofuels. And folks, the students my wife is teaching in Northern Virginia, they're going to hear the word insourcing as much as my generation heard outsourcing. Because folks, we're going to get tax breaks to companies that come home and stay in America, not those that go abroad. Look, folks, the American people have a critical decision to make. The most important presidential election in terms of the differences between the parties in my lifetime. It really, literally comes down to, are we going to continue to move forward, or do we go back to the very policies that got us in these trouble in the first place? Folks, this is not a partisan comment. This is a fact. The differences are stark. They're stark. We have a totally different vision and a different value set than they have. They're not bad guys. They just have a very different view than we do. Now we've had 4 debates. The president has 3, and I had my one with Congressman Ryan.
Give him hell, Joe!
What the word malarkey means, doesn't it? Oh, I heard a lot of malarkey, but anyway, folks, when you saw the last couple debates, I was saying this to Tim on the plane. If you saw the last couple debates, you got to wonder, because Governor Romney and Congressman Ryan seem to be running as fast as they can to get away from what they've been saying and doing the last years. That's amazing. Did you see that last debate? Yeah. I didn't know whether Romney was going to endorse Barack or debate him. He went from criticizing the president and me for having set a date to end the war in Iraq because we will have trained up 315,000 Iraqi military, that we would set a date along with our 49 other allies to be out of there by the end of 2014, turning the responsibility of the Afghans. He first said that was a serious mistake. Then he said, well, the only mistake was announcing it. Then he said, no, it wasn't a mistake. Then he was asked, as was Congressman Ryan, do you commit to end that war at the end of 2014? And they both used Romney's favorite phrase. It all depends. You got it, man. It all depends. With Romney, it always depends. It depends on the time of day. It depends on the weather. It depends on the polls. It depends on who he's talking to. It depends on where he is. It depends on what he thinks. It always depends.
He wears depends.
Change so many positions, so many else all over. By the way, you know, President Clinton's the best. He had a great line. I heard him say it yesterday. He said, you know, he said, Romney's changed his position so many times he's going to become the lead contortionist in Cirque du Soleil.